the rule I have is test all assumption. Test it. You know you're going to have it, so you might as well test it before you act on it. And the clarifier which I go in is, what do you mean when you say the water was, you looked in the water and couldn't see the bottom, right? And then I could say, well, it was just too deep. Or, it was really muddy. Or I didn't have my sunglasses on, it was too much glare. Or it was really cloudy that day. Or I could go on. Right? There's a variety of things, and that's a simple thing. But when you use a clarifier, not only are you getting clear on what they're actually saying, but they know that you're trying to understand them. It is a massive communication and rapport bridge. Massive. As opposed to acting immediately on what you think they're saying, which you're going to assume within the first 10 seconds they're saying it, right? Immediately. They won't even be through their sentence and you think you know what they're going to say. That's normal. And then most of the time we're incorrect. What have we done? We've now broken rapport as opposed to built rapport just by taking one little second. So that is an interpersonal area that we do it. Always ask a clarifier. Every time someone says something, ask a clarifier. Then you'll know what's really happening. You can address it, and you'll be addressing it from a deeper bond in the connection. So the second area, so the first one is part of the communication gap. This second one, this is what I believe creates what I call the achievement gap. And this is the difference between what you accomplish versus what you are capable of accomplishing. And this comes from the assumptions you make about yourself. And now this can of worms, we could do a 5-hour seminar and workshop on, but obviously we're not going to do that. But I'm going to give you a little stuff to work on. So I want you to think about this, because your greatest limiter in life are your false beliefs. And those false beliefs are what? Assumptions. And why they're such great limiters, of course, is because we act on our beliefs or don't act as a result of our beliefs. And so they literally create the box that we function in when there is no box. So here are a few questions that I want you to write down to work on your own. One is, what assumptions are you making that are holding you back in general? The more honest you are with yourself on these questions, the more powerful they will become. And you'll be able to look back at these questions and go, the day I did that was the day I literally hacksawed through the chain. And then the second one is, what general or specific assumptions do you make about yourself? Those are two different ones, even though they could be seen in the same vein. But the holding you back one is relatively easy to consider in isolation, because you know the areas in your life where you'd like to progress and you're not, and there's an assumption that's keeping you from doing so. And the third one is, how often do you choose believing a negative assumption? Because in every situation in life, you can assume a positive outcome or you can assume a negative outcome. The irony in some regards about the negative outcome, right, is if we assume a negative outcome, often we won't even do the thing because we're afraid that we're going to get the negative outcome we're assuming. And what we have done is guarantee that that is the outcome we get. In other words, the thing we would like to have happen cannot possibly happen if we don't do the thing that would bring it upon. Thank you, Laura. So think about this. This is going to twist your brain a little. Just saying. It even twists my brain to say it. We make assumptions and we make decisions about our future possibilities, about our future potential, about our future goals from our current level of knowledge, skill, and understanding. If you get clear about that truth, you will realize how illogical that is. How could you possibly? That's like a 5-year-old trying to make a decision on what a 15-year-old can be doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's impossible. The process of growth and development is what takes you everywhere. So it's impossible to really know without doing. That's why in any success journey, it's not important to know what's 5 steps ahead. It's only important to take the step right in front of you, which you can take. Ever. Now, here's a little twist you can do for all the assumptions you might come up with, and I love this. This is from the work of Katie Byron. This is how you test your own assumptions. And I encourage you to read her stuff, Katie Byron. Number 1, once you've got an assumption in front, you could put this down to a limiter, you could put this down to anything you believe about something, and you could put, first question is this true? That's the first question. And then you might naturally go, well, yeah, of course it's true. It's what I believe. But the second question is the one that punches you right in the eyeball. And that is, how do you know it's true? Ooh, see, that's the one. Because that's the one that makes you go, oh, I don't really know that's true. I've never really tried. I really never did. I didn't stay with it. I didn't. Powerful stuff.